Hello everyone, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. For today's reading, we're going to tune into the Archangels to deliver a message for you all at the time that you're tuning into this reading. So we have 3 Archangels to choose from. Pile number 1, we have Archangel Azrael with the crazy lace agate. For pile number 2, we have Archangel Michael, and that is with blue aventurine. And for pile number 3, we have Archangel Chamuel, and that is with appreciated jasper. For today's reading, I did choose the crystals based on the angels that came out. They kind of, match the aesthetic that they were giving off. So we'll see if the crystals have any correlation to the angels. Alright, pause the video if you need more time to meditate. The timestamps are going to be listed in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. These are your messages from the Archangels. So you were drawn to Azrael and the crazy lace agate. So we're going to pull some... I've already pulled some other oracle cards. We're going to get 2 more real quick. These are your messages from Archangel Azrael. I'm going to get 1 card from this deck. This one from this deck, and a couple tarot cards. There it is. Messages from Archangel Azrael. Beautiful colors coming through. I feel like this is about self-empowerment here. Let's get 1 more. There we go. I love this deck. Okay. Alright, so first what Azrael says is transcendence. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your story. So I'm going to read from the guidebook a little bit about Azrael so you can have a deeper connection to him as an angel and what he represents. He has a bit of Phoenix energy here. Let's see, Azrael. And he is the first angel in the guidebook. Oh no, he's the second, sorry. Okay. Azrael's name means helped by God. He is the archangel who guides us through the process of transition. His energy is like that of the phoenix, and he helps us rise from the ashes of our challenges to be reborn and renewed. Azrael also helps lead souls of the departed to heaven, and for that reason is known to have a powerful connection with anyone who has the gift of mediumship. He can be called upon by anyone who needs support in moving gracefully through times of change. You are going through some changes right now, and you may not be enjoying them, but please be assured that you are being led to your highest good. Change is a natural process, and we are constantly moving through different levels of development and experience so that we can grow. You may be faced with fear and uncertainty, not knowing what the next stage is, but there are plenty of doors opening and opportunities being presented to you. Trust in yourself and your higher power. In order for you to come into alignment with this stage of your journey, it's important to take some time to reflect upon the challenges that you have surmounted. Not everything on your journey has been favorable, but you wouldn't be who you are today without the lessons you've learned. Realize that you have an incredible resilience that helps you tap into the infinite potential that you hold within. Ooh, this is about, I feel like Azrael, just by reading his message, is asking you to take stock of everything that you have been through and everything that you've overcome and all the lessons that you have learned. and let go of anything that's no longer serving you moving forward, you know, so that you're not carrying more than you can handle. You know, some things, it's not easy. I'm not going to lie, when we're going through changes, when we're going through loss, this is about losing a loved one, or, you know, shifts and changes. There's sometimes that involves a lot of endings, and whatever that may be, whether it's career, friendships, family members, partners, whatever the case may be, or losing a sense of self, or something that you thought was going to work out and it didn't, you know, work in your favor. There are reasons why things happen, even though we don't understand them, you know, and it's part of the divine plan, the behind the scenes orchestration of how everything is meant to play out. And that's where we realize where we truly do not have any control, and the sense of control that we all perceive that we have, we really don't. And it teaches us to be more in the present moment, and to be more grateful, to be more aware, to appreciate one another more, to appreciate who we are more, and to have more gratitude in our hearts for the things that we do have, you know. Okay, pile number one. Let's see what messages are coming through. We have rose quartz, love life, new and renewed romance. Romantic love is here for you. Okay, so rose quartz, some heart healing. What else do we have? We have courage to ask for and accept help. Asking for help is a sign of strength, as it is accepting it as it is offered to you. Very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. Okay. So I feel like divine assistance is going to be coming in to offer some heart healing, some support to heal an aspect of your life. You may have been praying, you may have been asking for some type of help. And here's the thing, is like sometimes when we've been wounded, or when we're going through heartache or grief, our heart, we end up shutting it down, and we end up walling it off to protect ourselves from feeling any more pain, or from allowing anybody else to hurt us, because we're still in a process of healing. And so in that process, we can be asking for help and support and guidance, and you know, spirit will send people along the path to offer support and guidance. You know, will come through an individual, or even through an animal, or in some form. But if we're not open to receiving it, if we're still, you know, shutting our heart off and walling it off from feeling, we won't be able to perceive when divine help is there for us. So I feel like you're being asked to open your heart up a little more, and be open and receptive to receiving. Because if you've been asking for more love, if you've been asking for more friendship, partnership, whatever the case may be, you have to be open to receive it, you know. And you can ask all day long, but if you're blocking your heart from feeling and receiving and being receptive, you're not going to. Okay, let's take a look at the tarot. We have the Page of Cups. Okay, this is young love. Let's keep going. Hang on. The Knight of Wands. Try and keep these all on. I think the Empress and the Eight of Cups. Okay. Let's put you over here. Let me check that these are on the camera. Okay, that looks pretty good. Page of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. All right, so I feel like perhaps you, I feel like new love is coming in for you, pile number one, and there's a chance to have a new beginning here. And perhaps in this old relationship, whether it was, you know, in any aspect that a relationship applies, our family, our loved ones, a partnership, family, love, the rooster sounding off here. I feel like you now have a lot more wisdom about relationships and what you want. You're more wise. You're not as naive. I feel like maybe there was a little aspect of innocence in the beginning where you may have wanted to believe in a certain person or believe things were going to work out. Maybe you've overlooked a little bit of their poor behaviors, and it has, you know, I don't want to say jaded you, but I feel like it definitely was very painful and hurtful. But you learned a lot, you know, and you've overcome it. And I think now is time for you to open your heart to receive love and to let go of the past and let go of what didn't work out. And hang on a minute, you guys. I'm going to close my window because the rooster is so loud. Okay. And now there is the, you're a lot more wiser, you're a lot more experienced, and now there is this potential for new love to come in, where you are more nurturing, you're more, as in nurturing your own needs and knowing what your wants are, what you want from a relationship, from a partnership, for people in your life. You're not afraid to stand up for yourself, to speak your truth, to express what you need from the relationship, the partnership, etc. I feel like you've been through a lot. You've had a lot of experience now. And because of that, it's time for you to begin again, to go on a new journey. Okay, so, you know, I guess the rooster just going to keep sounding off no matter what I do. I'm going to close the window. It just keeps going. So, I mean, that may be a sign, a call to wake up, and perhaps you're waking up to a new aspect of yourself, or maybe you are ready to receive love, you know, and seeing things from a different point of view, seeing yourself from a different point of view, seeing love from a different point of view. New beginnings, a new dawn is approaching. All right, we are moving on from the past, and yeah, we have an eclipse kind of taking place here where the moon is waning, like an old aspect of self, I feel like, is being released. And we have this new sun coming in, so a new version of yourself is waking up. Okay, let's see what your other oracle cards. We have the base chakra. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, your career, and your finances, as your words determine your outcome. So the root chakra here, this is about who you are, you know, and the ways that you see yourself, how you feel. Do you feel secure with who you are? Do you feel safe? You know, this is the first chakra that we experience as children. You know, it's all about your needs being met and your connection to yourself, your connection to your ancestors, to your family, your support group there. What belief systems you have, you know, about yourself and about life, about home, about relationships, your connection to yourself and the way that you talk to yourself here. Your relationship with self first, and putting that first, making sure that you love yourself, make sure that you're talking to yourself with kind words, making sure that you put your needs first, all those things, you know. And the more that you pour into your own cup, the more you have to share with others. And the way that you treat yourself is going to be how others learn to treat you. So if you don't respect your boundaries and you allow people to walk all over you and take advantage of you, they're going to continue to do so. You have to have more love for yourself, more value, more self-worth, more self-care, more self-love, all those things. And the way that you love you, you're going to attract somebody who loves you that same way, because that's the standard you're setting for yourself, okay? You have you asked your angels to help with this? Your angels want to help you with the situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. So that's wild. We have right here, have courage to ask for help, accept, and help. And then we have you asked for help. And so this may be a call to ask for guidance and support as well. Ask your higher self, ask your heart, ask the angels, ask Archangel Azrael to help you overcome and transcend this experience so that you can see it from a new perspective and a new point of view, so that you can let it go and move on and create something new for yourself. We have listening, okay. So this is our throat chakra, all right? So I feel like you're being asked to, it's wild. We have, one mouth and two ears. So we're supposed to listen twice as much as we speak. And with listening coming out, I have several things coming from this card. We have one, if you're asking for help, you have to be open and receptive to receiving the advice, to receiving help, but also using your intuition to guide you, right? Listening to what's not being said. So when you're engaging in relationships with other people, because of this experience, you'll be able to hear what isn't being said by their body movement, through their energy, through the way, by being more observing of how they move through the world, how do they treat, their family, how do they treat their loved ones, how do they handle conflict, how do they handle disappointment. All those things are all things to observe an individual, so you can see if their words and their energy, their body behavior, their body language, their actions, do they all align, or is this person wearing a mask? Are they deceitful? Are they manipulative? And because of your experiences, you'll be more wise to knowing the difference between somebody who is bringing chaos and emotional, manipulation, versus somebody who truly cares and truly loves you and offers, that pure heart that you're searching for. We have support. Look at that. Look at all these angels that are wanting to support you here. You have so many guides watching over you. And I feel like these are ancestors and archangels, and some of your spirit guides are here as well. They're supporting you. They're letting you know that they're here. They're just waiting for you to be open and receptive to their help. And so it requires you to open your heart to receive. Perhaps work with some rose quartz, because this works on their heart chakra. We have the pearl coming through. Respect, prestige, and self-control. Okay, so with the pearl, I mean, think about how a pearl is created, right? It starts off in an oyster as a little irritant, a little grain of sand. And through time, it's something that becomes refined, It's something that the oyster has to deal with, It's a contaminant. It's something that has gotten into its energy, into its personal space, and it's having to work with it, you know what I mean? And at first it starts off as something that is very irritable, and it's a challenge to overcome, and they can't get rid of it. So the only thing they can do is to deal with it, to process it, right? And so through years of working with this grain of sand, they end up transforming it into this beautiful pearl, and it ends up becoming very smooth and refined. So I feel like that's definitely what's happening for you, something that you experienced and everything that you went through, all these challenges and the heartaches, it's not easy going through the process, but in time you will see that they are some of your greatest teachers, and it has been something that is part of your story, and it's helping you become more wise. It's helping you to be more loving and caring for yourself, more perceptive to energies and to individuals and what's good for you and what's not good for you, learning what you prefer and what you don't prefer from relationships, and what love looks like versus what love doesn't look like, right? And we also have, these butterflies and the dragonflies. So there's a lot of transformation taking place right now in your heart space. Look at this little giraffe. I feel like there's definitely some healing from your inner child. That's your child speaking to you through this card here. What else do we have? Oh, we have healing, reconnecting with your true nature. Okay, card number 33. 33 is a master healer number. It is it's a teaching number as well, so it connects you to your higher self as a guiding aspect here, and a higher level of spiritual understanding. And I feel like your heart, your inner child is coming through and speaking to you. And I need to cover this card up. Your advice is to listen to what the heart needs you to hear right now. We have like attracts like. Oh my goodness, and look, I see this little angel. She's like a butterfly angel, and she's holding this little mini version of herself. It's like a little doll. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. And this is about being more loving to yourself, taking care of your heart, healing your heart, listening to your heart. Where do you feel like you lack love in your life? And give that to yourself. So there is no lack within. Because what happens is when we have a space of lack, or we don't feel like we're worthy or good enough, we're going to find people who validate that in our life. And they fulfill that feeling. They make us feel that way. And it's not like they're intentionally making you feel that way. It's just the feeling that their actions give you. Their actions mirror the feeling of lack and unworthiness. And, like you're not fully seen and appreciated and loved for the love that you give. It's not reciprocated. And it is because you yourself are saying and allowing the individual in your life to treat you that way. You're not setting a healthy boundary for yourself. You're not saying like, look, this really hurts me when you treat me this way, and I can't be in a relationship if this is how we're going to react, how we're going to respond to one another, how we're going to treat one another. Like, the love that you're giving me isn't the kind of love that I need, because it doesn't make me feel like you truly care, or that you truly, appreciate me, or that you don't want to hurt my feelings, because you keep repeating things that I've said maybe that have hurt me, and I told you that this hurts me and you keep doing it. Or why would you think that it would be okay to break my heart and then say I'm sorry, but then turn around and do it again? You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, you have to learn how to set those healthy boundaries for yourself and not feel guilty that you're asking for respect, or that you're asking for a balanced relationship. That's not something that you should be shameful for expecting from a relationship. You know what I mean? There may be an aspect from childhood that needs your love and attention and validation. There may be some healing that needs to take place there, you know. So just tune in to your heart and listen to your heart. Ask Archangel Azrael, your guardian angels, anybody else that you work with, the higher realms, to help guide you on the path going forward, so that you can release these feelings that you have, or to see things from a different point of view, a higher perspective, or to help you set those healthy foundations for yourself, those healthy boundaries for yourself, and to help you perceive when somebody is maybe trying to manipulate your energy or manipulate your heart, wear a mask and try to deceive you, right? Tune in to your heart and listen to your intuition, pile number 1. You can overcome this. You can get through this, and you deserve love, all right? All right, pile number 1. These were your messages from Archangel Azrael. I hope this reading helps you in some way. Thank you for joining me in the temple today. Please like and subscribe. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that pile number 1 resonated with you. I'm sending out all my love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading, pile number 2. These are your Archangel messages, and you were drawn to Archangel Michael and the blue aventurine heart. So these are going to be some cards I draw for y'all. I've already pulled some oracle cards over here, but what I want to do first is read from the guidebook of Archangel Michael to tune you in and connect you more to his energy. Okay. Michael, he who is like God, is considered to be the Prince of Light, the chief of the angelic realm. He is a powerful force who has been venerated as a saint and is known as the protector of those working in services such as the police, the special forces, the fire brigade. He is the divine counterpart of faith. He is an angel of justice alongside Chamuel and Sadiqiel, and comes to everyone who wants to make a difference here on earth. Often portrayed carrying the sword of a spear, Michael is also the presence we can invoke whenever we are feeling fearful or constrained. He will cut through the ties of fear and liberate us. All the roadblocks that you've been facing are tumbling down. Angels are giving you the go-ahead. Now is the time. Move forward in the knowledge that the divine is opening the way to experiences, opportunities, and connections that will help you live the purpose and to love on purpose. With all that's happening, it's important to stay rooted in your spiritual practice and connection with the divine, because this loving presence is the reason you are who you are today. In the speed of it all, take the time to pause, reflect, and be grateful for where you are today. This energy of acceleration will not only catapult you into opportunities and experiences that will carry you towards success and achievement, but also take you beyond some of the people and the places that you once felt at home with. There's a good chance that some people will feel left behind or unseen, or be aware that they will require tenderness and consideration. Oh, it says, so be aware that they will require tenderness and consideration. The ultimate key to growth is never to forget who you really are and where you have come from as you go further and reach higher. Okay, so you're going through a spiritual growth pattern right now. You're given the okay to move forward on the path, on the journey. You're going to be having some new experiences, new opportunities coming in for you. And usually when we're going through spiritual upgrades, there can be some losses. You know, there's some people who aren't ready to move ahead. You know, if you see Earth like a school like I do, right now you are graduating a class. You're ready to move forward in your lessons. And some people aren't ready yet. They're not ready to leave that class. They still have some learning to do. And so you're, required to perhaps say goodbye. And it doesn't mean forever. It just means right now in this point of time, you're ready to excel and move forward on your learnings. And they still have some learnings to do, and so be at peace with that. You can still have love for them. You can still, keep them in your lives. But at the moment, you are being asked to let go and to go ahead and excel and move forward. And the card says spiritual acceleration. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades. Move forward. Nice. Okay. So you're definitely receiving some downloads of information, some insight, new beginnings, new awareness, new perspectives. Okay. I love Archangel Michael because he helps us to cut the cords to the past. He helps us to see through the illusion. He helps us to gain access to spiritual truths, to our personal truth, to cut the cords to chaotic energies, manipulative people in our life that may be holding us back, or old situations, old fears, old memories, old programs even. He can help you to create ultimate sacred space so that you are surrounded by a sphere of protective white light. I mean, he's such a great guide to work with. All right, let's get some more cards for you guys. These are some angel cards that I wanted to use right off. Whoa, oh my God. All right, let me get these. Half of it just fell out, so perhaps there may be a little bit of chaotic energy in your life, and that could be what you are moving away from. Archangel Michael, please, some messages for the souls who are tuning into this reading. What advice do you have for them? Here we go. This one here. Let's get some tarot. Messages from Archangel Michael. Okay. All right, we're going to take those right there. Okay. Let's put Michael in the center. Move these cards off the board. All right. We have employment change. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. Okay, so some of you, you're going to be shifting jobs, your career, where you're heading, where you're moving to. You're being guided into a different direction, something that's going to be more connected to who you are as a soul and more part of your soul mission here. So, as I was reading, it said Archangel Michael is a guide to many people who are here to be in service to the planet. So there's an aspect of that, some form of humanitarianism, whatever your higher calling is. If there's something that's near and dear to your heart, there may be guidance to move towards that path, okay? We have Larimar, sensitive emotions. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. Okay, so working with Larimar will help you as well. And Larimar is a stone that is, it's definitely rare. It has, I actually have a piece right. No, that's blue aragonite. I mean, it's very close to this. This is Chinese Larimar. It's blue aragonite. It looks very similar to this. I'm sure I have a piece around here somewhere. Because we definitely offer these in the store, in my online shop. I have links for that in the description box below. But Larimar is a crystal for anybody who is on like the spiritual path. It connects you to your spiritual guides. If you have a connection to the dolphins, this crystal will help you connect to them as well.
because it's an emotional stone. You know, it helps you to connect to your emotional body. I feel like you're definitely an empath, very sensitive to energies, to people's feelings and emotions. And perhaps that's why Archangel Michael is coming through. He may be offering you support and protection to protect your heart, to set healthy boundaries for yourself because you are a sensitive soul. Okay, what do we have? Wow, this card came out in the same place for pile number 1. And this is about the Page of Cups is somebody who is like, it can represent a couple of things, like somebody who's innocent, naive in love, a very open heart. Let's see what else comes through for you guys. We have the 7 of Wands. Okay. The Tower. And the 4 of Swords. Okay. Alright, so something is definitely ending for you guys. Pile number 2. With the Tower card, that usually means that something that you may have once believed, or a foundation for yourself, there's a shift taking place here. What I feel like is, especially with the employment change here, has your place of employment become something that has just not been very satisfying? And it could be that, I'm going to use like a nurse for reference here. Like you're very empathic, you're very caring, and let's say that you work for this company and they just don't seem to care very much about the patients and how they're taken care of and what their needs are. Some of the other employees can be very lazy and just disrespectful, and perhaps like you see things differently, you have more care for them, you wouldn't treat them a certain kind of way, you make sure that they're happy, you know what I mean, because this is like their end of life, you know, and you want to give them as much comfort as possible, because some of them can't even communicate what their needs are, but you treat them the way that you would want to be treated, you know. And some people just don't. They just see it as a job, and they're just there to get their paycheck, and they're quickly in and out. They rush through the process. They don't make sure that they do a good job. They don't make sure that the patient's happy. They don't treat them like a person, you know. They become so jaded and detached from the individual that they only see them as like a number, you know, or, you know, a room. And so like you have perhaps just decided that this isn't the job for you, this isn't the environment for you. And I feel like it's been very stressful. Whatever your case may be, the place of employment, I feel like you have, you know, you have a big heart. You may have had to stand up for yourself, work very, very hard. And I feel like it's just there's a lot of mental stress, a lot of emotional stress, and you're ready for something new. I feel like your heart is desiring something that's more satisfying to who you truly are, something that represents you as an individual, and you want your work to reflect that. You know, you don't want just a job. You want something that makes your soul feel like it's doing something of benefit for society, for humanity, something that's contributing to the betterment of this world. And I feel like there may be, that's what's ending, you know, is having a job just to pay the bills. You're wanting something that feels more fulfilling. And I feel like with the Four of Swords, you know, you're tired. I feel like Archangel Michael wants you to take some time away, if you can, if that's possible, to practice some self-care and some self-love. Be gentle with yourself. With the Laramar here, with self-care and being gentle. To isolate yourself a little bit, take some time. Perhaps if you can go on vacation, if you can go on a getaway, or just spend some time in nature or by a river and allow yourself to just detox from this environment and get your mind set, clear and balanced, so that you can prepare yourself from a new beginning, one that feels more emotionally fulfilling, where your heart feels more at peace with where you are in life and oops, sorry, I bumped the table. What you're contributing to the world, to the collective here. Yeah, I feel like you're ready to make the step. You're ready to just cut the cords to this job, to move on, say goodbye. I'm done with this. I'm tired of this battling y'all every day, having these arguments, having these discussions, tolerating your disrespect to the people, disrespect to me. Yeah. Okay. What do we have? We have law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like that's confirmation that you, because you as an individual, because you are receiving these upgrades, you're becoming more sensitive to your environment, to energies in general, that you're able to pick up on, chaotic, especially people who are like emotionally immature, people who are selfish and greedy, like it's becoming where being around those types of people is very draining on your energy. And Archangel Michael can help you protect yourself and shield you from absorbing any of their energy, but at the same time you also want to remove yourself from those environments and to find one that's more suitable for who you are as an individual and as a soul, right? So like you want to be in environments that nurture who you are. And I'm sorry, but there's so many places. I mean, there are good places to work out there where the boss really cares about their employees, and where the employees are really like they care about their job and they have a strong work ethic, and everybody is contributing to a cause. And it's hard to find them. Sometimes maybe you might be the person who creates that for yourself, or you're the entrepreneur who can create that business for individuals, who knows. But I feel like you are, through these upgrades, through your spiritual awakening, the path that you're on, it is a call to create some changes in your life. We have integrity. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness with what's right for you. I mean, there's some confirmation, right? Yeah, and I feel like this environment that you are in is definitely not one that you are wanting to remain in anymore, because you have a higher sense of integrity and you want better for the people, or for yourself even, and you don't want to be associated with those types of energies. So I feel like you're definitely walking away. You have emerging. Ooh. This is you owning who you are. Let me make sure that these are straight. I mean, they're close, I guess. I feel like a new version of yourself is emerging here, where you're not going to be afraid to stand up for yourself and speak your truth. With the 7 of Wands, you're going to feel more comfortable saying, this is how it is, this is what I want, this is how it should be, and this is how we should be taking care of people, this is how we should be doing things and doing business, and this is how it should be run. And if not, then I'm out of here, I'm walking away, because this doesn't represent me as who I am. It goes against my moral compass, We have trust. Here we go. This is trust. Trust that you're being guided. Trust that everything's going to work out. That everything that you are looking for is aligning for you. All right, you're coming into alignment with your true self. And we have surrender and release. Let go of what no longer is serving you. Let go of any fears that you may have about moving forward, about this change that is being presented to you. I feel like you've been contemplating it for some time, and maybe something that has been on your mind, because it's just brought you a lot of unhappiness. And we can only tolerate it for so long before we finally just say, I'm suffering mentally. It's mentally exhausting just thinking about, going to work, being around these people, doing what I have to do, in and out, just to pay my bills. It's not making my heart feel fulfilled. It's not making my mind feel like I'm really doing any good. And so it's happening for a reason, because now is the time. I feel like now is when you've gained a lot of experience. You've mastered a certain element of this, and now it's time for you to move on to a new path. There's a new calling. There's somewhere else you're meant to go. It's like I was saying, I don't know if it was in this pile or not. Yes, it was. You're ready to take a new class. You're ready to learn something new that feels more connected to who you are now. In the beginning, this may have been something that, it has served its purpose. It may have been that version of you. This was okay. This is, what you were willing to be with. And you may have thought in the beginning, yes, this is exactly what I want to do, and this is the place for me, and it was. But now it's become a point where it's not fulfilling. There's something more. I'm ready to evolve. I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to go on a new adventure. And so here you find yourself on the verge of that something new. So don't be afraid. We have Charlight, authenticity, balance, and deep transformation. Beautiful. Look at all these dragonflies coming through here. Yeah, you're able to see the truth now, and I feel like you're going after what you want, and you're becoming more authentic with who you are as a person, and the path that you're heading onto is going to be more balanced. So you're definitely transforming and becoming more of your true self. Pile number 2. And you are being guided every step of the way, okay? Release the old so something new can come in. Remember, your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, your priorities, your passions, and your life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You're being supported every step of the way. We have rising above, clarity, freedom, and solutions. And we have card number 11. This is an awakening, enlightenment, a higher purpose. And we have the peace dove here. I feel like you are craving that peace. You're wanting to free yourself from this environment, from this situation. Ooh, God bless you, pile number 2. I'm rooting for you. We have romance. Lavish the one you love with your personal attention and affection. Maybe spend some time with your family here, your loved one, reconnecting to your heart space to find more joy, find your center again, so that you can truly see what it is that you want to create in your life, and why you're doing what you're doing, why you began this career in the first place, I feel like you've never lost touch with that, but maybe there needs to be a little bit of heart healing, a little bit of reconnecting. Perhaps maybe this job may have had you working so hard you didn't have enough time to spend with your loved ones. So, take what resonates for you. This could be about also romancing yourself, listening to your heart, and taking an opportunity to follow your dreams here. Yeah, this is 25, 7, spiritual insight, intuition, completion. And your final card is express love through gifts. Giving a small token to someone expresses your love to them. I feel like with this one, you're being offered something. It could be a gift from Source Creator, from your higher self. Look at that. And it's the Pearl of Wisdom. That's what you're being offered. You're being offered the Pearl of Wisdom here. Through all your hard work. And it's so funny, in pile number 1, we also had a pearl coming out through, the crystal was the pearl. So some of you may have come over from pile number 1, or maybe you're watching this video at a different date, and maybe you had watched pile number 1 and this time you were drawn to pile number 2. But the Pearl of Wisdom, through all the hard work, and through everything that you've been through, it has brought you to this place that you are today. So never have regret, or look at it as a complete loss or anything like that, because the pearl starts off as that grain of sand, it's this little irritant, this little obstacle that the what is it, an oyster or clam has to deal with, you know what I mean, and they're forced to deal with it. There's no way they can get it out. And so, but over the process of years, they end up refining it and reshaping it, and it becomes this beautiful pearl, and it becomes something that is very sought after. So I feel like you're definitely a wise person, and through this transformation you will understand the wisdom that you hold. And this is this is card number 19. I'm not sure why 13 is coming out. Who knows, maybe that has some correlation for you guys, but card number 19 essentially is a 10, so I feel like this is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle here. All right, so something new is coming in for you, and this is the end of the old and the beginning of a whole new journey for you guys. Woo! Congratulations. All right, pile number 2, these are your messages from Archangel Michael. Thank you all for joining me in the temple today. I'm sending you all lots of love. Please like and subscribe. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story. I'd love to have you back for future readings. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. These are your messages from the Archangels, and you were drawn to Chamuel with the appreciated jasper heart. It is so pretty. All right, so I've already pre-chosen some oracle cards. We're going to get a few more, as well as some tarot in just a minute. I'm going to read Archangel Chamuel's message from the guidebook for you all, just so you can connect more to this Archangel and the message that they offer. So, Chamuel's name means he who sees God, and this contains the magic of the Archangel's purpose. He helps us to see through the eyes of God, which is love, so that we can unconditionally accept those around us. With this divine vision, we are able to penetrate fears, dramas, and projections, and get to the root of who and what is important. His divine counterpart is charity. When this Archangel comes to you, it's a powerful time for you to show up in connection and community. Know that every relationship is an assignment. It's important to say that the universe won't intentionally put toxic or abusive people in your life because it's a presence of love, but it will give you the opportunities for learning and life experiences. And it's the challenges you face in relationships, whether they are platonic or romantic, that bring the real lessons. Angels are encouraging you to review your relationships now to see if they have led you to greater understanding of yourself. Acknowledging this will bring great healing. You are also being encouraged to open your heart, for there are opportunities for you to love and to be loved. The energies of this card will help you surmount previous challenges and usher in healing and positivity. Take the time to see where you are holding back or pulling back in certain relationships, for this will show you where you are closing off to love, and check in with loved ones with whom you have allowed distance to be created.
Give your energy to those who are important to you and release yourself from those who are only there for the drama. Show up where you want to be and close the door to anything that needs to come to an end. Ooh, okay. So, this reading for you is about relationships, okay? And his card says, relationship assignments. No one crosses your path by chance. Choose to see the deeper reasons for the people in your life, right? So relationships are our greatest teachers here on this earth plane, because we learn through those relationships a lot about ourselves. It also teaches us a lot about individuals. It teaches us about love. What do we prefer within our relationships with individuals, and what do we not prefer from love? You know, what do we consider love? What do we call love? What does love feel like? What does it not feel like? And that is what we are learning through these experiences. So it can be hard when we experience betrayal and heartbreak to have forgiveness or a higher understanding, especially when we're knee deep in the trenches dealing with it. It can be hard to see that higher perspective, right? Because we're in the middle of it. But when we can overcome those experiences, we gain more insight later on, and we can look back on those experiences and see what we were learning from them, what were they teaching us, and have more compassion and understanding. And you know, forgiveness in the sense that you're not saying it was okay that they did that to you, but forgiveness that you allowed yourself to may have hold on a little longer than you should have, because you were looking for maybe a change, or you're hoping that the potential would, or that, you know, because sometimes when we're in relationships and people aren't acting out of their best, you know, highest good, but we can see that they have the potential to be something better, and they're not living through that potential. It can make us feel like we're not good enough in some way, or that we're not worthy enough for them to want to change or want to be better because of their fear of losing us, you know, and it can make you then feel like you're unworthy, or that you're not good enough because they're unwilling to change their ways. And here's the thing, some people, they're just content where they are, and they don't want to move forward. They don't want to grow. They don't want to change, because there's something in them that they haven't healed yet. And it's a place in them where they themselves don't feel good enough. They don't feel worthy. And so their pain is still something that they haven't processed yet. And so because they're not doing the work, they're not ready to grow. They're not ready to move forward. So we end up having to say goodbye to those relationships, because if we're willing to, you know, if we're willing to confront ourselves, and we're willing to change our behaviors, because we're not, you know, wanting to hurt the person. Ooh, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. So I have a female dog and a male dog, and I guess he was checking her out, and she was like, no. She straight up set that boundary for him. All right, let him inside real quick. I'll be right back. Funny and appropriate. Then we have to set those healthy boundaries, right? Just like the dogs and their dispute just then. She said no, and he backed off. Right? He may not have agreed and appreciated it, but he immediately backed up. But still, like, we are constantly learning through relationships, and we're learning a lot about ourselves, whether we realize it or not. You know, in the moment we may be learning a lot about the individual, but when we can take a step back and see, okay, well, what is it in me that is attracting this experience, this type of relationship, and what is it revealing to me? And I feel like if we don't know, if we're not sure, then we definitely need to isolate ourselves, set some boundaries up, spend some time alone to get to know ourselves a little bit deeper, and see if there's any core wounds that we haven't healed from yet, so that we can understand more about our needs, more about the types of relationships that we want for ourselves, and how to be more confident in the relationship, and knowing what is good for us and what's not good for us, right? And being comfortable saying,
no, thank you, pass. I'm settling. I'm not settling for less than I'm worth. I know my worth now. I know what I deserve. I love myself. I've been pouring into my own cup. I have great respect for myself, and it's not saying that you have these huge high standards that people can't meet. It's saying that, I mean, you definitely need to have standards, you know what I mean? And respect definitely needs to have one. There needs to be mutual respect. There has to be communication, where the communication is respectful communication. When you tell somebody that this hurts my feelings, when you speak to me this way, or when you treat me like this, or when you do this type of activity, and have somebody understand and validate that, and not want to betray your heart or betray your trust, and they change and they make that effort. That's somebody who's, you know, you can see as a partnership, versus somebody who just doesn't care and they meet you with excuses why it's okay for them to X, Y, and Z, or they say they're sorry, but they turn around and do it again a few weeks later, like they completely forgot that you said that hurt your feelings, you know? So just take what resonates for you. We are constantly learning through relationships, you know? All right, let's get your cards. Let's see, I think it's this one first here. All right, messages for the souls that are drawn to Archangel Chamuel, and your messages. What messages do you have about these relationship assignments? All right, so very specific here. The cards that want to come through. Messages from Archangel Chamuel. Ooh, all right, you got 2 crystals. Let's get some tarot. Okay, let's take a look. Let's move your crystal. Let's put him in the center. We have release resentments about money. Yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool that you can use to better the world. And this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. Resentments about money. Let's see. We have Unakite. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. Answered prayers. Okay, that's good news. We have Tanzanite, ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to a new love. Okay, let's put you over here. All right, so I'm not sure about the release resentments about money. Perhaps you were in a relationship where maybe you were the provider, and perhaps this could be a marriage that you were in, and perhaps the court settle. You didn't agree with the court settlement here. Or maybe you had to, this could have to do with loans. It could have to do with you, maybe at the ending of this relationship, you could be worried about how you're going to pay your bills. Being a sole individual, you know, it can be very hard these days to pay your bills just as a single person, right? It almost requires you to have a roommate, or to be in a relationship, or to even live with your parents, you know? All right, hang on a minute. I have the rooster over here again. Okay. All right, let's see if there's any more information about these finances coming through. but there's definitely opportunities. I feel like your heart chakra is being healed, and there's an opportunity perhaps for love to come back in. We'll see. We have the Six of Cups, and this relates to perhaps looking back on the things that were good. I feel like you're looking for there could be some aspect of healing your inner child, comforting your inner child, but this can also be, when we're looking to heal and to forgive, there can be, because I've experienced loss and relationships and betrayals in relationships, and as you go through the healing process, you get to a place where you can look back and appreciate the good times that you had together, and so that you can release the bad, right? Because they were teaching you something. We're always learning, right? And I feel like when we go through those hardships and those betrayals, they teach us how to love ourselves better, and they teach us how to set up healthy boundaries so that we can learn to say no to repetitive energy, so that we can say no to red flags, so that you can give people chances and an opportunity to change, and to by addressing and communicating your needs or your dislikes, and finding compromise within the relationship, so both people feel heard and understood, and you feel like there's this support that's coming in from your partner. Like you feel like there's a true partnership versus, feeling like one's a parent and the other one's a child, or like you're the mature one, the responsible one, and the other one is just very reckless and, very just carefree and doesn't truly care and is not very involved at all. You're always learning through the process, and so I feel like there may be a little bit of, sometimes we can miss certain aspects of them and wish that things were different, and that's perfectly fine. Of course, we're all going to have a little bit of sadness and grief and wish that things were better, and not have hate in our hearts for these individuals. You can still wish them well, but still not want them in your life, Oh, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like you're being told with Ten of Pentacles, this is, a happy life right here. This is financial support, financial security. You're not going to be without. You're not going to struggle. All right, so we're going to go ahead and eliminate that fear that you have about money. I'm glad that came through, because I was like, what's it talking about with money within relationships? But of course, this is a part of relationships where there has to be, there's always an income that has to come in. Somebody has to provide for the family and provide for our lifestyle, to pay the bills and whatnot. So if you feel like you were taken advantage of, here's the thing, like, don't feel bad about the love that you gave, about the blessings that you gave, about your heart that you gave, anything that you gave from love, have no regret about it, all right? Because the universe sees all right? And what you give, you will receive in return. You just have to open yourself up and know that you are worthy and deserving of receiving that, all right? So you have to let go of any fears, any doubts, any resentments that you have about money, about losing anything, because something better is going to be coming in, okay? So where you feel like something may have been taken from you, it's just Source protecting you. It's Source saying you deserve better. So I'm going to remove this obstacle. I'm going to remove this person out of your life because they're not a match for you. You deserve something better. So I'm going to take this away and I'm going to replace it with something better, new and improved, okay? You're getting upgrades. Yay! And you deserve it, pile number 3. We have 3 of Pentacles. So this is, this finances may come from you working with other individuals. Maybe this is a creative project that you're all working on. Make sure this is on camera here. What else? We have the Knight of Wands. Ooh, okay. An exciting journey awaits you. This is about having an adventurous spirit. Let go of any fears, any doubts, any worries you have. You're going on a journey. And we have this like man's best friend. So I feel like, yeah, you're on a journey. You may have a pet who's been with you, who's been helping you heal your heart through this experience. You know, our pets they can be part of our soul tribe, you know, and they're here as a guide to guide us and help us through challenges. And so I definitely feel like you're being asked to have this adventurous spirit as you go on this journey ahead, and to embrace this new experience, and to follow your passions. Open your heart again to receive, because we have some answer to your prayer is coming in. Your guides have heard you. They've received your requests for something new, for a new life, a new relationship, a new love, a new job. I'm seeing all of those. All right, let's see what else we have. We have visualize success. See yourself doing well in the situation and have faith in a positive outcome. So some of you this may be a business partner that you have this quarrel with. Take what resonates. See yourself doing well in a situation, have faith in a positive outcome. Perfect. There you go. Visualize yourself successful. Put yourself in your mind's eye of where you see yourself. You know, where you see yourself going, the adventure you see yourself having, the success you see yourself having. Your past life issue. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experience. Okay, so this lesson that you're overcoming is one that has been with you for a couple incarnations. And now is the time for you to release, to let it go. You're ready to move on to a new phase of life, of the journey. And perhaps this time around, you're deciding like, no, not anymore, not this time. I'm tired of putting my energy, my love, my time into these relationships, into this job, into this career, and not having it reciprocated, not having it respected, not having the other person putting their energy into the situation. And I'm just going to decide to walk away, to move on, to set healthy boundaries, healthy standards for myself. Not this time. That way, because sometimes like if we hold on to resentment and we hold on to anger, and you know there may be some revenge in there, we want them to pay, and so we try to take karma into our own hands, and we end up doing something out of spite, and which we later on regret in the end. We end up creating that energetic cord with this individual, and if we don't make amends, if we don't finish off this constant reincarnation with this individual over and over again, playing out a role in each other's lives where I'm the bad guy, you're the good guy, you're the good guy, I'm the bad guy, and we just keep repeating this relationship over and over again. We get trapped in the loop with one another, and so eventually somebody has to say like, I'm done, I'm gonna let this go. I've learned my lesson. I'm no longer going to tolerate these types of people in my life. I'm no longer going to fall for this manipulation. I'm not going to let people take advantage of my heart and my gentleness or my compassion. I'm going to be more wise. I'm going to use my wisdom. I'm going to listen to my intuition, my gut instincts, and recognize when somebody is trying to manipulate me, or somebody is trying to make me come out of my energy or betray my own heart out of my love for them. I'm done, and I'm gonna just cut them out of my life, cut the cords. I'm gonna walk away and say I deserve something better, and this isn't for me. And to walk away, and give it to God, give it to Spirit. Let the universe work things out for you, and trust and surrender and just let go, and you will find so much peace in that. I promise you. We have music. and trust. So with music coming through, maybe some of you have a musical talent, or maybe music is something very healing for you guys. Give me just a second. Okay, I had to help my children. They had lost one of the dogs in the front yard. Okay, so with the music card coming out, with this angel playing the trumpet, I kind of see like the judgment card here. So, and the judgment means that you are, you're moving on to another level. You're rising up, has to do with ascension, like you're moving forward. Pile number 3, you're moving on, letting this go. And in letting this go, there's these new opportunities to find other people who are more like you, who see your heart, they see your creativity. They're going to help you bring in more opportunities for abundance and success, more adventure. They're going to be more trustworthy. It's going to bring in the success that you're looking for, and it's going to restore your faith and your heart. It's going to be the answer to your prayers, you guys. Let's see what else we have. We have moonstone for your crystal, as well as unakite and tanzanite. These are stones to work with. If you don't have them in your collection, you can always check out my Facebook group, Oasis Pop-Up Rock Shop, Oasis Sacred Spaces. I have a link below in the description box. You are all free to join. I encourage you to do so. We have such a beautiful tribe of beautiful people in there who are very much like you. Pile number 3. So you have the moonstone, and it says change, mystery, and balancing cycles. So there's this opportunity of growth and support coming in for you. And the moonstone is linked to our emotions, to our intuition. And the bear, I love that the bear is here. The bear is like, when you think of the mama bear, they're very protective. They're very gentle, but they can also be very fierce when they need to be. And I feel like this is your totem animal right now. You know what I mean? Being able to set those healthy boundaries, but still keep an open and an empathic heart on your journey here. And moonstone is a great crystal to work with to help you heal, cleanse, and tune into the feminine energies within. And we have the little bunny here. I feel like there's a lot of fertility, a lot of growth being offered to you at this moment in time, or coming in the near future. Opportunities for growth, opportunities to heal the heart chakra, to engage in your creativity, and to expand your connection to your intuition, so that you no longer overlook those red flags, right? We have the tree of life, fertility, confirmation, creativity, destiny, magical blessings. Ooh. New opportunities for growth, to bring healing into your family line, since we have the past life issue coming through. This is the work that you do today is going to be something that future generations won't have to go through, and anybody in your family who's experienced the same type of relationship, the work that you do to heal it will bring healing to past generations and ancestors as well. It's like healing a core wound here, you know what I mean? And you're restoring the balance, you're restoring the heart, restoring and healing the roots of the tree so that new seeds can be planted. And it's something, because the 10 of Pentacles, this is generational wealth, this is generational healing. And your final card says, be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel, okay? This is honoring your feelings, honoring your intuition, listening to those gut instincts. not ignoring the red flags, not ignoring those signs that say, this kind of reminds me of this situation or of this individual. You know, they would tell me this, but I would sense something else, you know. And there's the thing, like sometimes, like, it's not even something that's said or spoken. It's just this energy that you sense. It's the intuitive nudgings that say, something don't seem right about this. Something seems off. Listen to that. There's a reason why your soul is guiding you and telling you this. There's a reason why you're picking up on it, because it's the truth, all right? Listen to it. Don't deny it. Don't ignore it. You're not crazy. It's your alarm system telling you something's not right about this situation. Something's not right about this individual. I don't know why they're lying to me, but they are lying to me. They're trying to manipulate me for something. And you don't have to be mean or aggressive. Don't spend too much time trying to figure it out and analyze it. Like, why? Just know that it's okay to say no, no thank you, not at this time. I don't want to do things that way. No thanks. I'm gonna go in a different direction. You know what I mean? Stand up for yourself, set those healthy boundaries and say, that's not for me. I've already been through that, been there, done that. That's not for me. I'm moving on. I deserve something better. I'm gonna go in a different direction now. And choosing something different is gonna move you onto a whole different path. It's gonna bring in this abundance. It's gonna bring in this collaboration, this adventure, this excitement, this loyalty that you're looking for, okay? Trust that you're being guided. Trust your instincts. Trust your intuition, all right? Okay, pile number 3. These were your messages from Archangel Chamuel. Thank you all for being here in the temple with me today. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you for helping me to grow my channel. Please like and subscribe if this reading resonated with you. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know pile number 3 was your reading. I'm sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.